Good afternoon. It's Jim at Cityscapes Lawn Care. Today we want to talk about customers that are not paying. In the background, just gave you a typical mow that I do. This is a corner lot, mowing a bahia grass at 3 inches. You have a couple of pine trees and some oak trees. But today let's just discuss about customers that are not paying you, what to do. Well, a couple things that you can do. You can certainly make sure that if it's a long-term customer, they're just having a financial issue at the moment. Text them, call them, send them a reminder. If there hasn't been any contact, you need to, obviously knock on the door. And maybe they just slipped their mind. So be kind. We're all dealing with problems out there. So your long-term customers, you know that they have a history of paying you, and odds are it is probably just some sort of issue that they forgot. You certainly can make out payment plans if they are having financial strains. There's some things that you can do of that. Maybe go to a bi-weekly schedule. Kind of give them another rate, if you will. Work with them in any way you can. These are your long-term customers, so we all know from time to time that we all need help. So be very compassionate and be very considerate. So if this is a one-time customer, you obviously want to get payment up front. Don't go over there and mow the yard and then expect that you're going to get payment. Always suggest a payment up front if these are one-time mows. You always want to do that. If this is a customer, maybe this is your first year doing them and they've struggled in months past. They're consistently late. And then this one, of course, is even further being late. So it kind of gives you a sign that you may want to go and let them start to prepay. So that's clearly an option if they're consistently late. That way you're not on the hook of 2, 3, 4 mows that they haven't paid for. So if they want service, they know that they're going to have to prepay you. So clearly there's an option there, and I do suggest that if they're chronically late in making payments. But what do you do when a customer does not show you signs and all of a sudden they cut you off? They're not making any payments and they're not doing anything, and they're a customer that have always paid you up front. They've always paid you, so you didn't know that there's an issue. So you need to stop the service. Obviously, when their grass grows, they're going to start to contact you. You need to get your payment. And you need to be very careful. Again, it's a situation, knock on the door, text them, email. If there's no response, then you need to stop service. How do you protect yourself? They can find another service and you've mowed them for the entire month or two. Hopefully you didn't let it go that long. But you can do some municipalities call it differently. You can put a lien on the home, a mechanic's lien, if you will, contractor's lien. Now, the lien is only good really for, I think it's 60 days, and then you still have to go to court. So, depending on your area, a lien is just a temporary, where it means they can't sell the home or do anything without satisfying the lien. But it's a court order that requires them to actually satisfy and make them pay. Now, with that, obviously there's some expense, and then you have to kind of do the math that that's what you want to do. But in my service, I actually do a little bit different. The worst it's going to be for me is that I'm going to be out of service of 1 month. So I bill them in the middle of the month, so basically in 2 weeks they know I've cut the grass. I bill them on the 15th of every month, and they have 7 days to pay. so they know it's coming. And then when I get to the third week and they haven't paid, I do send out a reminder. And then I give them a couple of days after that, and I haven't seen payment. And then that's when I'm texting them. If there's no response, I'm calling them. And again, there's no response, and I'll drop off the payment via the door. Hopefully they're there, I can answer it. But again, if I don't get a response, I'm not going to be mowing the third week. I'm just not going to do it. I'll let them contact me now. I'm certainly not going into the next month unless the first month has been paid. So however you want to do your business, you want to secure your payment. And yeah, there are risks like anything, but minimize your risk. By the way, this is a Stihl. I just picked this up, the FCA 135 Edger. It's a standalone. This is not a combi. I'm very impressed. I'm going to come out with a review here shortly, so you can see that. And of course, I also have the string trimmer, the FSA 135R. If you haven't seen the reviews on that, go ahead and I'll try to put a link to it. They're good machines. Batteries are our future. So there are different municipalities. I know that California has passed their laws now banning anything for the homeowner anyway. I'm not sure on the commercial side yet, but certainly the homeowner can't purchase any gas equipment. I know in Virginia they just passed it for blowers, but every county and municipality is going to have some rules coming up. You might want to start, if you're looking for a edger or weed eater or blower, you might want to start looking at battery. Yes, they are expensive. There's no lie into that. It's the batteries themselves that are expensive, but the batteries are going to last a lot longer than they ever have been. So, for example, and I know I'm getting off on a tangent, but I think it's pretty important. This battery here is the AP300. That's a professional series. It's going to give me about 26 minutes of run time. As you see right now, I'm running it. So I got about 12 homes completed before I actually ran out. I typically do 15 to 17 homes any given day. So you definitely need 2 batteries. Same thing with the string trimmer. But at any rate, take a look at the reviews and you'll see it's something that the future is here, and gas is just not good. They're just as powerful as gas, so don't let that stop you. It's just the initial cost. But once you go into a platform and do your due diligence as far as who you want Stihl, as far as all the other different, they all have the same kind of basic tools. Now, again, the Stihl is the only one that has a blade edger. As a standalone and not a combi. There's no way that I could do a combi and keep switching out the different types of equipment, 17, 34 times a day. So I have to have the standalone. So as you see there, it's full batteries. And I think this is my 3rd home I did at the time. So, but anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get off on a tangent there, but we were here on the screen. So, but collecting payments. Anytime you see a house for sale, or if you know that there are renters, you put them on a prepayment plan. Don't go in a situation where next thing you know, you're waiting for your payment, and the customers have sold their home and they're no longer there, and you can't put a lien on a new owner. So just be very, very careful if they're renters, because again, these renters can come and go. We want to make sure that you put them on a prepayment plan. If they don't want to do that, I think you move on and go to the next customers. There's plenty of business out there, guys. Protect yourself always. Payment is part of the deal. I don't want to start chasing customers around for payment. I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to give them a little bit of a leadway. I'll be kind. I'll be gentle. But I only got stiffed on one property for 1 month in my last 3 years. So the process that I choose is working very well for me. I'm knocking on wood that I don't have an issue, but if I do, the worst case, I mowed somebody's yard for 3 weeks at no charge. I'm okay. And that's the worst case. I'm okay with that. So, but I'm going to protect myself along the way, making sure that I can secure some sort of payment. There is a trust factor. I know some guys, they're only doing prepayment or credit card on file, and these are all different ways you can do it. But again, credit cards can change, so credit card on file is not a big deal for me, because they can cancel a credit card in a heartbeat and go to a different credit card, right? So credit card on file is not the end-all be-all. There's still a risk factor no matter how you do it, but just minimize your risk in collecting payment. It's just something that it's part of business that you have to do. But like I said, I bill out the 15th of every month, which technically they get about 2 mows in, and I'm billing out, and I'm expecting payment within 7 days. And if they don't, I'm reminding them via email, and I'm reminding them via text, gentle reminders. You don't want to be rude about it. But for the most people pay usually within a couple of days of the email, which is kind of what we want. So I want you guys to enjoy the rest of this. Hopefully this helps you new guys, and maybe some of your old guys. But we mow year round, so I have payment every single month, 12 months a year. I don't get all the money up front in the summertime, which is actually more expensive, but I get an average cost that's spread out. That helps me. I don't have snow, so I can't look upon that business for leaf removal. Yeah, there's some of that, but basically we mulch everything up, and that's why we're mowing 12 months a year. We mulch all the blades up. I don't have to do leaf cleanup, but there's always look at the leaves here. See, it's not a whole lot, so if I'm constantly mowing and mulching them all up, there's no reason to do leaf cleanup. Anyway, guys, enjoy. Leave some comments, like, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on what I just described for you. It's Jim at Cityscapes Lawn Care. Peace out. Be safe. And that's a wrap.
Did you have incentives in your